As the day draws to a close and the world around you fades into quiet, an extraordinary opportunity begins to unfold. The stillness of the night is not just a time for rest, it is a gateway to infinite possibilities. Have you ever wondered why your thoughts before sleep linger? Why they seem to echo louder in your heart? This is no coincidence. It is the universe inviting you to align with its boundless energy, urging you to harness its power to manifest your deepest desires. Close your eyes for a moment and reflect. How many times have you gone to bed carrying the weight of the day's worries, filling your mind with doubts, regrets, or fears? Imagine if you could trade those burdens for dreams so vivid, they begin to shape your reality. What if, in the sanctuary of the night, you could plant seeds that grow into the life you've always envisioned? The truth is, you hold the power to create your destiny. But here's the secret: the moments before sleep are when your mind is at its most receptive. In this magical window, the universe listens intently to your thoughts, your feelings, and your intentions. This is the time to speak to the universe not in words of desperation, but with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they are co-creating their reality. But let me ask you this: do you know what you truly want? Are your desires clear, or are they hidden beneath layers of confusion and hesitation? The universe cannot deliver what you do not define. Clarity, my friends, is the starting point of all manifestation. And tonight, as you prepare for sleep, you will discover how to channel this clarity into a force so powerful it will begin to transform your life. Think of it: what would your life look like if every wish, every dream, every heartfelt desire became your reality? Picture yourself waking up not just with hope, but with the certainty that what you ask for is on its way. This is not just fantasy, it is the natural law of the universe in action, responding to your energy, your faith, and your commitment. Tonight, I will guide you through the exact steps to harness the universe's power before sleep. These steps are simple, yet profoundly transformative. They will show you how to quiet the noise of doubt, focus your intentions, and connect with the universal energy that is always working in your favor. Are you ready to take control of your dreams and awaken to a life you've only imagined? Then stay with me, because what I'm about to share will change the way you approach not just sleep, but life itself. Clear your mind. The first and most vital step to harnessing the universe's power before sleep is clearing your mind. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But how often do we truly let go of the noise that fills our heads? From the moment we wake up, our minds are bombarded with tasks, responsibilities, worries, and distractions. By the time we reach the end of the day, our mental space is often cluttered with unresolved thoughts, anxieties, and the debris of a busy life. If we fail to clear this mental clutter before sleep, we allow it to seep into our subconscious mind, blocking the connection to the universe's energy and disrupting our ability to manifest our desires. Why is clearing your mind so important? Imagine trying to plant a seed in a field full of weeds. No matter how fertile the soil is, those weeds will compete with the seed for resources, ultimately choking its growth. Your mind works the same way. The fertile soil of your subconscious can only nurture the seeds of your desires if it is free from the weeds of stress, fear, and negativity. The act of clearing your mind creates a blank canvas, a clean slate upon which you can focus your intentions with clarity and purpose. Now, let's delve deeper into how you can effectively clear your mind before sleep. Clearing your mind before sleep is an act of profound self-care and spiritual alignment. It is the doorway through which your thoughts and desires pass into the subconscious realm, where the universe begins its work. Yet clearing the mind is often overlooked, dismissed as too simple to matter. The truth, however, is that the state of your mind before sleep is the most significant determinant of the energy you carry into your dreams and the signals you send to the universe. As the day winds down, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the events that unfolded. Conversations linger, worries multiply, and the unfinished tasks of the day creep into your thoughts. These fragments of the day take root in your mind, distracting you from the clarity needed to focus on what you truly want to manifest. Your mind becomes a crowded space, filled with echoes of doubt and fear, making it nearly impossible to channel your energy effectively. The solution lies in creating a deliberate process of mental cleansing, a quieting of the noise, and a resetting of your inner focus. The first step is awareness. You must recognize the clutter in your mind and give yourself permission to release it. Often we hold on to thoughts because they feel urgent, as if by keeping them alive in our minds we maintain control over them. But this is an illusion. The mind is not a storage unit. It is a dynamic force that thrives in openness and flow. When you acknowledge your mental clutter, you take the first step toward freeing yourself from its weight. Breathing deeply can be a transformative practice in this process. As you sit or lie in a comfortable position, take a deep breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs, and then slowly exhale, imagining all your worries being carried away with that breath. Repeat this several times, allowing your body to relax and your mind to follow. Each exhale is an act of release, a letting go of the tension that has built up over the course of the day. It is a simple yet powerful way to signal to yourself that it is time to transition from the chaos of the day to the peace of the night. Sometimes the act of letting go requires more than breathing. Writing can be an incredibly effective tool. Take a notebook and pour your thoughts onto the page. Write down everything that is swirling in your mind, unfinished tasks, nagging doubts, fleeting worries. Let the act of writing be your release. Once your thoughts are on paper, they are no longer in your mind. You've given them a place to rest, freeing your mind to focus on what truly matters. The simple act of transferring thoughts from your mind to the page can bring a surprising sense of clarity and calm. Letting go of emotions is equally important. Throughout the day, we experience a range of emotions, and many of them linger long after the events that triggered them have passed. These emotions, if left unaddressed, can cloud your mind and prevent you from finding peace. Take a moment to reflect on your day, acknowledging any emotions that stand out. Whether it's frustration, sadness, or even joy, allow yourself to feel these emotions fully. Then, with intention, release them. Imagine these emotions dissolving into the air as you exhale, leaving you with a sense of lightness and freedom. Focusing on the present moment is another powerful way to clear your mind. Often our thoughts are either stuck in the past or racing toward the future. Rarely do we allow ourselves to simply be in the now. As you prepare for sleep, bring your attention to the present. Notice the sensations in your body, the feel of the sheets against your skin, the steady rhythm of your breath, the quiet sounds of the night. By grounding yourself in the present moment, you create a sense of peace that allows your mind to quiet naturally. Visualization can also play a crucial role in clearing your mind. Imagine yourself in a serene, tranquil setting, a place where you feel completely at ease. It could be a quiet beach, a lush forest, or a peaceful meadow. Picture every detail vividly, from the colors and sounds to the textures and scents. As you immerse yourself in this mental image, feel your worries and distractions fade away. This practice not only clears your mind but also elevates your energy, preparing you to connect with the universe on a deeper level. In this state of mental clarity, affirmations can help reinforce your focus and intention. Simple, positive phrases like "I am at peace" or "I release all that no longer serves me" can anchor your thoughts and quiet your doubts. Repeat these affirmations slowly and with conviction, allowing their meaning to sink into your mind. Affirmations act as a bridge between the conscious and subconscious, helping you align your energy with the universe. Clearing your mind is not about forcing your thoughts into silence. It is about creating space for clarity, intention, and connection. By taking the time to quiet your mind before sleep, you not only prepare yourself for restful sleep, but also open the channels through which the universe can receive your desires. This act of clearing is the foundation upon which your nightly manifestation practice is built, a vital step in turning your dreams into reality. Set a clear intention. Setting a clear intention before sleep is the cornerstone of manifesting your desires. The universe operates on clarity and precision. And when you send it a focused message, it begins aligning forces to bring your vision to life. However, many people overlook the importance of defining their intentions with specificity. Vague desires produce vague outcomes. If you truly want to harness the power of the universe, you must know exactly what you are asking for, and you must communicate it with unwavering certainty. Clarity is not just about knowing what you want, it is about feeling it, envisioning it, and committing to it. Think about the last time you truly set your mind to something. Wasn't there a moment when you felt an undeniable certainty that this goal was yours? That level of clarity and conviction is what you need to summon before sleep. It is not enough to say, I want to be happy or I want more success. These are broad ideas, not focused intentions. The universe responds to the specifics you provide, so take the time to define your desires in vivid detail. Begin by asking yourself, what do I truly want? This question might seem simple, but it requires deep introspection. Strip away the expectations of others and the noise of the outside world. Focus on what resonates with your heart and soul. Is it a dream job? A thriving relationship? Financial abundance? Inner peace? Once you identify your desire, refine it. Instead of saying, I want a better job, specify, I want a job that allows me to use my talents, pays me generously, and gives me the freedom to grow. Clarity is the first step toward alignment. When setting your intention, visualization becomes your most powerful ally. Close your eyes and create a mental image of your desire as though it has already come true. Picture the details with vivid precision. If it's a new home you're manifesting, imagine walking through its rooms, feeling the textures of walls, hearing the creak of the floorboards, and smelling the fresh paint. Let every sense engage with the vision. The more specific and real your visualization, the more powerfully it connects with the universe. It's also crucial to attach emotion to your intention. The universe doesn't just hear your words, it feels your energy. When you think about your desire, allow yourself to feel the joy, gratitude, and excitement of having it already. This emotional energy acts as a magnet, drawing your desire closer to you. If your intention is to achieve financial freedom, don't just think about the numbers in your bank account, feel the relief and satisfaction of no longer worrying about money. Feel the thrill of buying what you need without hesitation. Emotion gives life to your intention. As you set your intention, avoid planting seeds of doubt. One of the most common mistakes people make is second-guessing their desires. Thoughts like, what if it doesn't happen? Or is this even possible? Dilute your energy and send mixed signals to the universe. Instead, trust that your intention is heard and that the universe is already working on your behalf. Replace doubt with faith and focus on the certainty that your desire is on its way. Writing your intention can also amplify its power. Take a journal or a piece of paper and write down your desire in the present tense, as if it has already been fulfilled. For example, instead of writing, I want a new job, write, I am grateful for my amazing new job that brings me joy and abundance. Writing in the present tense reinforces the belief that your desire is already yours, creating a powerful connection between your thoughts and the universe. Once your intention is clear, simplify it into a concise statement or affirmation that you can repeat before sleep. This affirmation should embody your desire and your belief in its manifestation. For example, if you're manifesting health, you might say, I am healthy, vibrant, and full of energy. If it's love you seek, affirm, I am surrounded by love and attract meaningful relationships. Repeat this affirmation with conviction as you drift off to sleep, letting it echo in your mind and sink deep into your subconscious. Timing also matters. The moments just before you fall asleep are when your brain enters a state of heightened receptivity, known as the theta state. This is when your subconscious mind is most open to suggestions and impressions. By repeating your intention during this window, you ensure that it takes root in the fertile ground of your subconscious, where it can grow and begin to shape your reality. Finally, releasing attachment to the outcome is essential. While it's important to set a clear intention, it's equally important to trust the process and let go of how and when your desire will manifest. Clinging to specific timelines or methods creates resistance and blocks the flow of universal energy. Instead, set your intention with clarity and trust that the universe will deliver it in the best way and at the perfect time. Your job is not to micromanage the outcome, but to remain aligned with the energy of your desire. Setting a clear intention is not a one-time act, it's a nightly ritual of alignment and trust. By defining your desire, visualizing it, feeling the emotions it brings, and repeating it with faith, you send a powerful signal to the universe. This signal, backed by clarity and emotion, begins the process of manifestation, turning your dreams into reality, one night at a time. Visualize your desire. Visualization is the bridge between thought and reality. It is the process of seeing your desire so vividly in your mind that it feels as though it already exists. This practice taps into the immense power of your imagination, which is one of the most potent tools for manifestation. When you visualize your desire, you are not simply daydreaming, you are aligning your energy with the reality you wish to create. In doing so, you send a clear, powerful message to the universe: this is what I want, and I am ready to receive it. Think of your mind as a movie screen, and your thoughts as the projector. Every image you hold in your mind begins to shape your reality. However, the images that carry the most emotion and clarity are the ones that leave the strongest imprint. This is why visualization must go beyond a mere mental picture, it must be a full sensory experience. When you close your eyes and imagine your desire, immerse yourself in the scene as if you were truly there. What do you see, hear, feel, smell, or even taste in that moment? The more vivid and detailed your visualization, the stronger its impact on your subconscious mind and in turn the universe. Let's say your desire is to achieve financial abundance. As you visualize, don't just picture a large sum of money. Instead, imagine what having that abundance would look and feel like in your daily life. See yourself waking up in the morning with a sense of peace and security, knowing your finances are in order. Imagine the smile on your face as you check your bank account and see the numbers reflecting your newfound wealth. Feel the texture of the new clothes you're buying, the cool breeze on your face as you drive your dream car, or the joyful conversations with loved ones as you celebrate your success. The key is to step into the scene and experience it as if it were happening now. Emotion is the driving force behind effective visualization. It is not enough to see your desire, you must feel it. Emotion is what gives your visualization its energy, making it magnetic to the universe. As you visualize your desire, let yourself feel the joy, gratitude, and excitement of having it already. If you're manifesting a dream home, don't just see the walls and furniture, feel the warmth of the sun streaming through the windows, hear the laughter of friends and family gathered in the living room, and savor the satisfaction of knowing you've created this space for yourself. These emotions raise your vibration, aligning you with the energy of abundance and attracting your desire more quickly. Consistency is another vital element of visualization. Repetition strengthens the connection between your conscious desire and your subconscious belief. The more frequently and vividly you visualize your goal, the more your subconscious mind accepts it as a reality. Over time, this belief becomes so deeply ingrained that your thoughts, actions, and energy naturally align with your desired outcome. It's like watering a plant. The more you nurture your visualization, the stronger it grows, until it blossoms into your reality. Before sleep is the perfect time for visualization because your mind is entering a state of heightened receptivity. As your brain transitions into the theta state, your subconscious becomes more accessible, making it easier to impress your desires upon it. This is the time to let your imagination take the lead. Close your eyes, relax your body, and begin to create the mental movie of your desire. Play it out in detail, allowing yourself to fully inhabit the scene. Let the visualization flow naturally without forcing it. The goal is not perfection but immersion. To enhance your visualization practice, incorporate physical cues that reinforce the imagery in your mind. For example, if you are visualizing a new car, hold an object in your hands that resembles a car key while you imagine driving. If you're manifesting a successful career, wear an outfit to bed that makes you feel professional and confident. These small actions create a tangible connection to your desire, making it feel even more real. Affirmations can also complement your visualization. As you see your desire in your mind's eye, repeat positive affirmations that align with it. For instance, if you're visualizing better health, say, "I am strong, healthy, and full of energy." If your goal is love, affirm, "I am surrounded by love and meaningful connections." These affirmations not only reinforce your belief, but also help anchor your visualization in your subconscious. It's important to approach visualization with trust and detachment. While it's essential to visualize your desire with clarity and emotion, you must also let go of the need to control how and when it manifests. Trust that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring your vision to life. Clinging to specific details or timelines creates resistance, which can hinder the manifestation process. Instead, focus on the feeling of your desire already being fulfilled and trust that it will unfold in the best way possible. As you drift off to sleep after your visualization, let the images linger in your mind. Allow the emotions to settle into your being, creating a sense of peace and anticipation. In this state, your subconscious mind takes over, continuing to work on your behalf throughout the night. Visualization is not just a mental exercise, it is a powerful act of creation. By seeing, feeling, and believing in your desire, you activate the universal forces that turn your dreams into reality. Express gratitude. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to abundance. When you express gratitude, you align yourself with the energy of receiving and create a powerful vibration that attracts even more to be grateful for. This isn't just about saying thank you out of habit, it's about deeply feeling and acknowledging the blessings in your life. Gratitude is a declaration to the universe that you recognize its generosity, and in return it amplifies your connection to the flow of abundance. As you prepare to sleep, gratitude becomes even more essential. The moments before you drift off are when your subconscious mind is most active and impressionable. By focusing on gratitude during this time, you plant seeds of positivity and abundance in the fertile soil of your subconscious. This simple yet profound practice not only elevates your mood but also shifts your entire perspective, helping you focus on what you have rather than what you lack. Start by reflecting on the day that has passed. Even in the most challenging days, there is always something to be thankful for. Perhaps it's the kindness of a stranger, the comfort of a warm meal, or even the lessons learned through difficulties. Take a moment to mentally list these blessings. As you do, feel a genuine sense of appreciation for each one. Gratitude is not just about thinking, it's about feeling. Let that feeling of thankfulness fill your heart, expanding outward like a warm light. Gratitude is especially powerful when paired with visualization. As you express gratitude for what you already have, imagine the fulfillment of your desires and thank the universe in advance for bringing them into your life. For example, if you're manifesting a new job, express gratitude not only for your current opportunities but also for the dream job that is on its way. Say to yourself, "Thank you for guiding me toward my ideal career. I am grateful for the opportunities, the abundance, and the growth that it will bring." By combining gratitude with visualization, you bridge the gap between your present reality and your future desires. Writing down your gratitude can deepen the experience even further. Keep a journal by your bedside and use it to record the things you are thankful for each night. Write about specific moments, people, or opportunities that brought you joy or peace. Include both the tangible and the intangible, the support of loved ones, the beauty of a sunset, the resilience you showed in the face of a challenge. When you put your gratitude into words, you give it structure and permanence, solidifying it in your mind and heart. Gratitude is not just for the present, it is also a powerful tool for reframing the past. As you lie in bed, think back to moments in your life that were difficult but ultimately led to growth, wisdom, or strength. Express gratitude for those experiences, even if they were painful at the time. This act of finding gratitude in the past helps you see your life through a lens of abundance and possibility, reinforcing the belief that everything happens for your highest good. The magic of gratitude lies in its ability to shift your energy. When you are thankful, you operate from a place of abundance rather than lack. This shift in energy is what attracts more of what you want into your life. The universe responds to the vibration you emit, and gratitude is one of the highest, most magnetic vibrations you can embody. It tells the universe, I trust you. I see the blessings around me and I know more are on their way. This trust creates a positive feedback loop. The more grateful you are, the more reasons you will have to be grateful. Gratitude also helps to quiet the restless mind. Many of us go to bed with thoughts of what we didn't accomplish, what went wrong, or what we're worried about. These thoughts create a negative energy that can block your ability to manifest. Gratitude, on the other hand, shifts your focus to the positive. It calms your mind and prepares your heart to receive. Instead of worrying about what's missing, you fall asleep with a sense of peace, knowing that you are supported and that everything you need is already within your reach. One of the most transformative aspects of gratitude is that it teaches you to appreciate not only the outcomes but also the journey. It reminds you to value the small steps, the unseen progress, and the seemingly mundane moments that make up the fabric of your life. When you express gratitude for these things, you cultivate peace. As you drift off to sleep, let gratitude be the last thought in your mind. Whisper a silent thank you for the day, for the lessons, for the people who enriched your life, and for the opportunities yet to come. Feel a deep sense of contentment and trust as you surrender to the night, knowing that the universe has heard your gratitude and is already working to bring your desires to fruition. Gratitude is more than a practice, it is a way of being. When you live in gratitude, you open yourself to the infinite abundance of the universe, and the blessings that follow are boundless. Repeat affirmations. Affirmations are one of the most potent tools for transforming your thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately your reality. These are simple, positive statements that you repeat to yourself with conviction, reinforcing the energy of what you want to manifest. When used just before sleep, affirmations can work like seeds planted in the fertile ground of your subconscious mind, allowing them to take root and grow into the life you desire. The power of affirmations lies in their ability to reprogram your mind, replacing doubt, fear, and negativity with confidence, trust, and positivity. As you lie in bed, your mind begins to shift from the active, conscious state of the day into the receptive, subconscious state of the night. This transition, particularly as your brain enters the theta state, is the perfect time for affirmations. The subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. It simply absorbs what it is repeatedly told. By repeating affirmations at this critical time, you impress your desires upon your subconscious, which then works tirelessly to align your outer reality with these inner truths. To make affirmations truly effective, they must be carefully chosen and deeply felt. Start by identifying what you want to manifest. Is it greater self-confidence, financial abundance, health, love, or success? Once you've identified your goal, craft an affirmation that reflects it as though it has already been achieved. For example, instead of saying, I want to be confident, say, I am confident, capable, and unstoppable. If your desire is wealth, affirm, money flows to me effortlessly and abundantly. The key is to state your affirmation in the present tense, as this signals to your subconscious that what you're affirming is already true. Repeating your affirmations with emotion is what gives them their power. Simply reciting words without feeling will have little effect. As you repeat your affirmations, connect with the emotions they evoke. Feel the confidence, joy, gratitude, or peace that comes with knowing your affirmation is your reality. For instance, if your affirmation is about achieving success, feel the pride and excitement of already having achieved it. If it's about love, imagine the warmth and connection of being surrounded by meaningful relationships. This emotional energy amplifies the vibration of your affirmation, sending a clear and powerful signal to the universe. Consistency is another critical factor in the effectiveness of affirmations. Repetition builds belief, and belief is what transforms thoughts into reality. The more often you repeat your affirmations, the more deeply they become ingrained in your subconscious mind. This is why making affirmations a nightly ritual is so impactful. By repeating them every night before sleep, you ensure that your subconscious is continuously working to align your energy and actions with your desires. When repeating affirmations, it's important to focus solely on what you want, not on what you're trying to avoid. Avoid negative phrases like "I am not afraid" or "I will no longer struggle." The subconscious mind doesn't process the word "not" and instead focuses on the dominant words in the sentence "afraid" or "struggle." Instead, reframe your affirmations to focus on the positive, such as "I am courageous and strong" or "I am thriving and successful." This positive language helps you shift your focus and energy toward the outcomes you desire. Incorporating visualization into your affirmation practice can enhance its effectiveness. As you repeat your affirmations, picture the reality you're affirming in your mind's eye. If your affirmation is about health, imagine yourself vibrant, energetic, and full of vitality. If it's about achieving a goal, visualize the moment you achieve it in vivid detail, the sights, sounds, and feelings of success. This combination of spoken words and mental imagery creates a powerful synergy that deepens the impression on your subconscious mind. Affirmations are most effective when they are personal and meaningful to you. While general affirmations can be helpful, crafting statements that resonate with your unique desires and goals will have a greater impact. Take time to reflect on what you truly want and what affirmations feel most aligned with your aspirations. If you are unsure where to start, consider using affirmations that reflect universal desires, such "I am worthy of all the good in life," "I am in harmony with the energy of abundance," or "I am attracting opportunities that align with my highest purpose." Belief is the final and perhaps most important component of effective affirmations. As you repeat your affirmations, believe in their truth with every fiber of your being. Even if your current reality doesn't yet reflect what you're affirming, trust that it is already on its way to you. Faith in your affirmations strengthens their impact, creating a magnetic energy that draws your desires closer. This unwavering belief transforms your affirmations from mere words into powerful declarations of your reality. As you drift off to sleep, let your affirmations be the last thing on your mind. Repeat them silently or aloud, allowing their positive energy to fill your thoughts and emotions. Feel the comfort of knowing that the universe is responding to your intentions, working in harmony with your desires. Affirmations are not just a practice, they are a way of consciously choosing the energy you project and the life you create. When used consistently and with conviction, they become the foundation for profound transformation, guiding you toward the manifestation of your deepest dreams. Surrender to the process. Surrendering to the process is a fundamental aspect of manifesting your desires, especially as you prepare for sleep. This practice involves releasing control and trusting that the universe is orchestrating events in your favor. By letting go of the need to dictate every detail, you open yourself to possibilities beyond your conscious imagination. Neville Goddard emphasized the importance of entering a state akin to sleep sats, a relaxed and drowsy state where the mind is highly receptive to suggestion. In this state, the conscious mind's defenses are lowered, allowing the subconscious to accept new ideas and beliefs more readily. As you lie in bed, focus on your desired outcome, but instead of fixating on how it will come to pass, immerse yourself in the feeling of already having achieved it. This emotional involvement imprints the desire onto the subconscious mind, setting the manifesting process into motion. By surrendering to this process, you allow the natural flow of the universe to bring your desires to fruition in the most harmonious way possible. It's essential to approach this practice with a sense of ease and relaxation. Neville Goddard advised that the best times to enter sats are right before falling asleep at night and immediately upon waking in the morning. These times naturally align with the state akin to sleep, making it easier to access the subconscious mind. By consistently practicing this technique, you reinforce your intentions and align your subconscious mind with your conscious desires. Remember, surrendering to the process doesn't mean abandoning your desires, rather, it means trusting that the universe has received your intentions and is working to manifest them in the best possible way. By releasing the need to control every aspect and allowing yourself to enter a receptive state, you create the optimal conditions for your desires to manifest. For a deeper understanding and practical guidance on this nightly practice, you might find the following video helpful. Fall asleep in faith. Falling asleep in faith is the ultimate act of trust in the manifestation process. It is the point at which you release all doubts, fears, and attachments to outcomes and rest in the calm assurance that your desires are already being fulfilled. This practice involves more than simply closing your eyes and drifting off. It requires a deliberate effort to align your final thoughts and emotions with a sense of certainty and gratitude. By doing so, you activate the most powerful forces of the subconscious mind and the universe, allowing them to work harmoniously on your behalf. As you lie in bed, let your body relax completely, releasing any tension you may still be holding. Feel the weight of the day slip away as you sink into the softness of your mattress. This physical relaxation is crucial because it sets the stage for your mind to follow. A relaxed body fosters a relaxed mind, and in this state of peace, you become more receptive to the energy of faith and trust. Once your body is at ease, bring your attention to your breathing. Take slow, deep breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. With each breath, imagine inhaling peace and exhaling any remaining doubts or negativity. Let your breathing become a natural rhythm, a soothing backdrop to your thoughts. This practice not only calms the mind but also anchors you in the present moment, making it easier to focus on the feeling of faith. Now bring to mind the desire you want to manifest. Instead of worrying about how or when it will come to fruition, imagine it as if it has already happened. Feel the joy, relief, and gratitude of having your desire fulfilled. For example, if you are manifesting financial abundance, envision yourself waking up to find that your bank account reflects the wealth you've been affirming. If your goal is better health, imagine yourself full of energy, vibrant and strong. Allow these images to play vividly in your mind, filling your heart with a deep sense of gratitude. The key here is faith in yourself, in the process, and in the universe. Faith is the bridge between belief and reality. It is what keeps you aligned with your desires, even when there is no immediate evidence that they are coming to fruition. Falling asleep in faith means trusting that the universe is already working behind the scenes, orchestrating events, opportunities, and connections to bring your desires into your life. To deepen your faith, you can use affirmations that reinforce your trust in the process. Repeat phrases like, "I trust that everything is unfolding perfectly for me," or "I am supported and guided in every step I take." These affirmations act as a comforting reminder that you are not alone in this journey, and that the universe is a willing and capable partner in your manifestation process. It's also important to let go of any attachment to specific outcomes. While it's natural to have a clear vision of what you want, clinging too tightly to one particular version of your desire can create resistance. The universe often delivers what we ask for in ways that exceed our expectations, but only if we remain open to receiving. Falling asleep in faith means surrendering control, trusting that what is meant for you will come in the right way and at the right time. As you continue to focus on your fulfilled desire, let yourself drift into sleep. This is the moment when your conscious mind lets go and your subconscious takes over. In this state, your thoughts and feelings are magnified, making it the perfect time for your faith-filled intentions to take root. Trust that as you sleep, your subconscious mind is working tirelessly to align your inner reality with your outer world. Falling asleep in faith is a practice that grows stronger with consistency. The more you trust the process and allow yourself to rest in the assurance of your desires, the more naturally this faith will become a part of you. It transforms not just your nights, but your entire perspective on life, replacing doubt with confidence, fear with trust, and scarcity with abundance. When you wake up, carry this sense of faith with you into the day. Let it guide your actions, shape your thoughts, and color your emotions. Falling asleep in faith is not just the conclusion of your day, it is the beginning of the manifestation process. It is the sacred moment when you align completely with your desires, trusting that the universe is working tirelessly to bring them to you. As we bring this journey to a close, let us reflect on the incredible power that lies within you. Every night, as you prepare to sleep, you stand at the doorway of transformation, a sacred space where your conscious desires meet the limitless potential of the universe. The steps we've explored are not mere rituals, they are a roadmap to unlocking the life you've always dreamed of. Clear your mind to make space for new possibilities. Set a clear intention that defines your vision with precision. Visualize your desire as if it is already yours, immersing yourself in its reality. Express gratitude for what you have and what is yet to come, creating a vibration of abundance. Repeat affirmations that reprogram your subconscious with empowering beliefs. Surrender to the process, trusting the universe's timing and wisdom. Finally, fall asleep in faith, letting your subconscious and the universe collaborate to bring your desires to life. These are not isolated actions, they are a way of living, a commitment to aligning your thoughts, emotions, and energy with the reality you wish to create. The beauty of this practice lies in its simplicity. You don't need elaborate tools or complex strategies, you need only your mind, your heart, and your belief in the infinite possibilities available to you. So tonight, as you lay your head on your pillow, remember this: you are not simply falling asleep, you are stepping into your role as a co-creator with the universe. Every thought you plant, every emotion you nurture, every intention you set is a seed for the life you are building. Trust in this process. Trust in yourself. The universe is always listening, always responding, always ready to meet you halfway. As you drift into the stillness of the night, let go of all resistance and allow faith to take over. Picture your desires, feel the gratitude, and whisper a silent thank you to the universe. Then rest, knowing that while you sleep, the forces of creation are moving on your behalf. Wake up tomorrow not just with hope, but with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their dreams are already unfolding. The universe is your partner, and together there is nothing you cannot achieve. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May tonight and every night be the beginning of the life you've always envisioned. Good night, and may your dreams be the bridge to your destiny. What you see around you is nothing more than a shadow of your past thoughts, emotions, and assumptions. The world you call reality is a mirror reflecting your mind's previous states, and yet so many are fooled by this reflection. They look at their circumstances and they believe them to be unchangeable truths. But what are these conditions? They are simply the effects, not the cause. And if you continue to fixate on what is, you give it the power to persist. You must learn to turn away from appearances. Ignore what the senses scream at you. Your eyes may see lack, your ears may hear defeat, but do not trust them. These are lies when held against the limitless power of imagination. What you imagine, what you feel is true within, has no choice but to outpicture itself in the world you call real. It must come. The outer world is subject to your inner world, and it obeys without question. Your task is not to fight your current circumstances, but to transcend them. Close your eyes to the world of what is and dare to dwell in what could be. Imagine yourself already living the life you desire. Feel it as though it were happening now. Do not wait for evidence. Do not ask when or how. Simply assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and let that state dominate you. When you live in the end, circumstances lose their power over you. You are no longer a slave to appearances. you become free. Free to create, free to feel, free to be. It does not matter what the world looks like today. What matters is the state you occupy now. Assume the feeling of already having what you desire and let that inner conviction guide you. Persist in this assumption, even when the world refuses to agree. Even when doubt creeps in and whispers that nothing is changing, stand firm. For the outer world is slow, but it will bend. It must yield to the greater law, the law that imagination creates reality. Circumstances are powerless without your consent. They have no authority unless you surrender to them. And when you stop paying attention to them, when you no longer allow them to dictate your state of mind, you take back your power. You align yourself with the unseen force that molds worlds. Believe this: no condition is permanent. The moment you assume a new state of being, the world begins to rearrange itself to match that state. It may not happen instantly, but it is happening. You do not have to see the evidence to know it is true. Live boldly in the assumption of your wish fulfilled. Ignore the facts that tell you otherwise. Trust the unseen power within you. Nothing is stronger than the conviction of the one who knows that circumstances are illusions, shadows that will soon be replaced by the light of imagination. Circumstances are not permanent, they are fleeting, like shadows cast by the light of your previous thoughts, assumptions, and beliefs. What you see before you today is not the truth of who you are, nor the truth of what is to come. It is merely the result of the state you once held in your mind, an echo of what you once believed to be real. And yet so many allow these temporary conditions to hold them captive, to convince them that change is impossible. They look at their circumstances and say, "This is my life. This is how it will always be." But this is a lie. What you see now is nothing but an effect. It is not the cause. The cause of all you experience lies within you, in the state of mind you occupy. If you continue to focus on what is, you give it power, and the power you give it binds you to it. You cannot escape the conditions you observe while you remain mentally attached to them. The world outside you is a mirror. It reflects back to you the state you assume within. Change the assumption, and the reflection must change. It is law. Imagine looking into a mirror and seeing an expression you dislike. Would you fight with the mirror? Would you plead with the reflection to change? No, you would know instinctively that to alter the reflection, you must change the expression on your face. So it is with life. Your circumstances are the mirror. They have no life of their own, no power to decide, no ability to act. They are inanimate shadows that follow your inner world. You cannot plead with shadows to transform. You cannot fight against them. But you can withdraw your attention from them. You can close your eyes to what appears to be and dare to imagine something greater. If you wish to experience a new reality, you must cease to dwell in the old. Do not look at your current conditions as barriers. Do not treat them as fixed or permanent truths. When you look at what is and allow it to dominate your thoughts, you perpetuate it. You feed it with your belief, and it grows. Instead, let go of your attachment to the present scene. Let it fade. It has no hold on you unless you choose to give it one. The moment you turn inward and assume a new state of being, the outer world begins to shift. It may not happen immediately, but it is inevitable. Your new assumption, your new belief will grow in the unseen until it becomes visible. It must. For the unseen world of imagination is far more real and powerful than the fleeting conditions you observe with your senses. So never pay attention to your circumstances. Do not let them deceive you into believing they are unchangeable. They are but reflections, shadows cast by your mind. When you release the belief that they are permanent, you release yourself. You begin to see that your imagination is the source, the cause, the creator of all. The life you desire already exists within you, waiting for you to claim it. Your circumstances, no matter how they appear, have no say in the matter. They are temporary, powerless illusions that must yield to the truth of your inner conviction. Your current reality is not a measure of your potential, nor does it hold the power to determine your future. What you are experiencing now, no matter how fixed or real it may seem, is merely a snapshot of your past assumptions, a residue of former states of mind. It has no authority over what comes next unless you allow it. To accept your current circumstances as your truth is to hand over your creative power to a fleeting moment. It is to live as though the reflection in the mirror can control the one who stands before it. You are not bound by what is happening around you. You are not limited by the conditions you see. The world outside is nothing more than an outpicturing of what you once assumed to be true, but assumptions can be changed, and when they change, the outer world must follow. Your potential is limitless because you are not defined by facts, nor confined to appearances. What seems real today is only the result of yesterday's thinking. It is not your destiny unless you choose to let it be. To judge yourself, your life, or your potential by your current reality is to misunderstand the very nature of creation. The circumstances you see are only effects, and effects cannot create. The cause always lies within you in the thoughts you choose, in the assumptions you hold, in the feelings you entertain. Do not look at the conditions of today and declare them permanent, for they are not. The only permanence is the truth you accept as real within yourself. Dare to reject the evidence of your senses. Dare to believe in something greater, even when nothing in your world suggests it is possible. To do so is not denial, it is mastery. It is understanding that your power lies not in reacting to what you see, but in imagining what you wish to see. Your circumstances may say you cannot, but they are only echoes of old states. You do not have to listen. You do not have to obey. Your true potential exists beyond this moment, beyond what is visible, waiting for you to claim it. Turn your attention inward, away from the noise of the world. Your future is not written by what surrounds you, it is written by what you assume to be true within. Hold firm to the vision of the life you desire, not the conditions you face. Let your imagination pull you forward, for it is far more real than any obstacle you now observe. Refuse to let your current reality define you. It is a shadow, a passing scene, and you are the one who determines what comes next. You are the creator of your world, for within you lies the boundless power of imagination. It is this power that shapes and molds every aspect of your life. What you see with your physical eyes is not the ultimate truth, but the result of your inner assumptions made visible. Every circumstance, every condition, is born from the invisible realm of thought and feeling. You may believe that life happens to you, that circumstances arise independently, but nothing could be further from the truth. The outer world is merely a reflection of the inner world. It cannot exist on its own. It cannot act unless you give it life through your imagination. Your imagination is the origin of all creation. It is the unseen force that breathes reality into existence. It does not matter what your current circumstances are. They have no power of their own. They are the product of yesterday's imagination, and they only persist if you continue to believe in them, to pay attention to them, to accept them as fixed. But you are not here to be a victim of appearances. You are here to transcend them. You are here to rise above what the senses show you and create anew through the limitless power within you. What you imagine with feeling becomes your reality. What you consistently assume to be true must, by law, appear in your world. So when your circumstances contradict your desires, do not submit to them. Do not give them your attention, for to focus on them is to perpetuate them. Instead, turn inward. Imagination is your escape from the chains of what is. It is your doorway to what could be. It is the tool by which you claim the life you wish to live, regardless of what the world says is possible. Close your eyes to the facts of life. Shut out the voices that say this is the way things are, and they cannot change, they do not know the truth. The truth is that your imagination holds the power to rearrange all things. When you assume a new state of being, when you imagine yourself already living the life you desire, the world must conform. It has no choice. The circumstances around you, no matter how real they seem, are but clay in the hands of the potter. You are the potter. You are the creator. Do not let appearances deceive you. What you see now is nothing more than a passing shadow of an old assumption. It is not your future. Your future exists within you, in the vision you hold, in the state you occupy. Persist in the assumption of what you desire, and the world will bend to your will. Let imagination lead you. Let it be the place you dwell, for when you live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, nothing can stop the manifestation of your dream. You are not bound by circumstances. You are not defined by what the world shows you. You are the master of your reality, for your imagination is the power that creates worlds. Use it boldly. Use it deliberately. Let go of what is and give life to what can be. In doing so, you will know the truth that nothing outside of you has the power to shape your life, for you alone are the creator. Paying attention to your circumstances reinforces their hold over you, because whatever you focus on with feeling, you give life to. The world you see is not separate from you. It is a reflection of your inner state, and when you allow yourself to be consumed by what currently exists, you unknowingly bind yourself to it. Your attention is the key that locks or unlocks the doors of possibility. To look at your circumstances and declare them unchangeable is to surrender your creative power and affirm their permanence. Yet nothing in this world is fixed except by the mind that believes it so. The moment you accept what is as the ultimate truth, you fuel it with your energy. You allow it to grow stronger, more solid, and more real. Your attention is not passive, it is a creative force. Where you place it determines what you experience. If you stare at a life you do not wish to live and allow it to dominate your thoughts, you are silently saying, "This is who I am. This is my reality," and in doing so, you perpetuate it. The more you focus on the undesirable, the more it takes root within you, for you are the source that sustains it. To free yourself, you must withdraw your attention from the evidence of the senses. You must stop feeding what you do not want and instead turn your gaze inward to the life you desire to see. The circumstances around you are only effects, and effects have no power to recreate themselves. They are lifeless shadows that can only exist if you continue to focus on them. You are the one who gives them substance. Take your attention away, and they will begin to dissolve, for they cannot live without you. It may seem difficult at first because the senses scream for your loyalty. They demand that you believe in what is visible, what is tangible, what feels undeniable. But you are not bound to live at the mercy of appearances. To pay attention to your circumstances is to forget who you truly are, a creator, one who imagines and brings forth that which he desires. Refuse to dwell on what does not serve you. Ignore the noise of the world and turn to the silence of your imagination, where all possibilities exist. What you persistently imagine, you become. When you shift your focus from the outer world to the inner, from what is to what could be, you withdraw power from your present conditions. You take back control. The circumstances that once seemed immovable begin to weaken, because they can no longer hold your attention. Do not let what you see now deceive you into believing you are stuck. The world reflects only what you have assumed to be true. Assume something new. Imagine something greater. Let the life you desire dominate your mind, and the hold of your current circumstances will be broken. What you pay attention to expands, and what you ignore withers away. This is the nature of creation. To give attention to your circumstances is to water the weeds, allowing them to grow and choke the garden of your desires. Stop looking at the weeds. Stop describing them, analyzing them, or believing in their permanence. They are not your reality unless you claim them to be. Instead, turn all your energy to what you wish to experience. To nurture it within, live in it mentally, and let the outer world transform in response to your inner shift. Withdraw your attention from anything that does not align with the life you want to live. For the moment you stop believing in the power of your circumstances, they lose their hold on you, and you step into the boundless freedom of creation. The imagination is far greater than any physical evidence you observe because it is the source of all creation. What you see in the outer world is not the cause but the effect, a manifestation of thoughts, feelings, and assumptions once entertained within the unseen realm of imagination. The physical world is a shadow, a reflection cast by the mind, and to mistake it for reality is to forget your own creative power. It is to believe that the shadow has life of its own, when in truth, it is the light of imagination that gives it form. When you give more weight to physical evidence than to your imagination, you limit yourself to what already exists. You confine yourself to a cycle of repetition, allowing what is seen to dictate what is possible. But the imagination is not bound by the facts of life, it transcends them. It sees beyond appearances and reveals to you the infinite potential that exists within. No matter how immovable your circumstances appear, they are powerless against the force of imagination when it is deliberately and persistently applied. Physical evidence changes, but imagination is eternal. The house you stand in, the clothes you wear, the life you live, all of it was first imagined by someone. Imagination is the blueprint of creation, the invisible power through which all things come to be. The moment you realize this, you understand that no circumstance, no matter how real it seems, has the authority to limit you. It is only a reflection of a former state of mind, and if you dare to imagine something greater, the reflection must change. To place your faith in physical evidence is to bow to the past, for what you see now is merely a result of what you once believed to be true. But you are not bound to repeat the past. Imagination allows you to move beyond it, to create anew. It does not matter how loud the world speaks of limitation, nor how convincing the facts may seem. Imagination whispers a deeper truth. What you assume to be real within will become real without. You must learn to close your eyes to the evidence of the senses and open them to the visions of imagination. For what you imagine with feeling has a power far greater than any obstacle you observe. It is not fantasy or wishful thinking, it is the very act of creation. The world you see today was once unseen, born from the mind of one who dared to believe in the invisible. What you hold in imagination with faith becomes inevitable. It must take form, for the unseen is always greater than the seen. If your circumstances do not reflect the life you desire, do not give them your attention. Do not argue with them, analyze them, or fight against them. Turn instead to your imagination, where all things are possible. Imagine yourself as you wish to be, and persist in that assumption. The physical world may resist at first, for it is slow to change, but it must yield to the power that created it. The imagination knows no limits, no barriers, and no impossibilities. It will move mountains, rearrange the world, and dissolve the evidence you once believed to be unshakable. You are not at the mercy of appearances, for the imagination holds dominion over all things. It is far greater than any physical evidence you observe, for it is the cause, while the world outside is merely the effect. When you understand this, you will no longer allow circumstances to dictate your life. You will claim your power, knowing that imagination creates reality, and reality must always reflect the truth you persistently hold within. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, regardless of what the world shows you, for the outer world is nothing more than the shadow of your inner state. Circumstances, no matter how they appear, are powerless unless you give them life through your attention. The world outside cannot dictate your destiny unless you allow it to. To assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled is to rise above appearances and live in the reality of your creation before it takes physical form. It is to claim what is yours, here and now, with unshakable faith in the unseen. The world you observe is only a mirror of the thoughts and feelings you have entertained in the past. If you persist in focusing on what is, you simply prolong its existence. But when you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you impress a new state onto the mind, and the mirror must reflect it. It cannot do otherwise. To feel now as though your desire has already come to pass is to step into the role of the Creator. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances, you are their master. The feeling is the key. You cannot wait for the world to show you evidence before you believe, for that is to live as a servant to what is. The world changes only when you change within. Assume the state of being, doing, and having all that you desire. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the relief as though your wish is already a reality. Let it fill your mind and heart until it feels natural, until it becomes the truth of who you are. The world will resist at first, clinging to the old reflection, but persist. Hold steadfast to the feeling, unmoved by appearances, knowing that the unseen is far more real than the seen. You must ignore the facts of life that contradict your wish. They are only echoes of former thoughts and beliefs, and they hold no power to stop you unless you believe they do. To assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled is to stand firm in your imagination, unwavering, as the world bends to your inner vision. It is not pretending, nor is it idle daydreaming, it is the deliberate act of creation. You are calling forth what does not yet exist, and by feeling it as real, you give it life. When you live in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are no longer seeking, you are possessing. You are not hoping for a better reality, you are embodying it. The world must conform to this new state, because the outer world cannot help but follow the inner. All creation begins and ends within you. To assume the feeling is to accept the fulfillment of your desire as fact, regardless of what the senses tell you. You no longer look to the world for proof, because you know the proof will come. It is this unwavering persistence in the feeling that breaks the hold of circumstances. You no longer react to what appears to be. Instead, you respond only to the vision you hold within, the vision that lives in the feeling of already having what you desire. The moment you claim this feeling, the work is done. The world may lag in its reflection, but it must come. It is law. The outer world is but a shadow, and shadows must obey the light that casts them. Feel it now. Feel it deeply and consistently. Live as though your wish is already fulfilled, and let the world rearrange itself around your new assumption. Do not waver, do not doubt, and do not look to the evidence of your senses for validation. Know that the feeling is the reality, and the rest will follow. Persist in your assumption until the unseen becomes seen, for it is through unwavering belief in the unseen that you shape your reality. The world around you is but a reflection, a mirror that can only show you what you believe to be true within. If you allow circumstances, no matter how solid they may seem, to dictate your thoughts, then you remain a prisoner to the past. But if you persist in the assumption of what you desire, you alter the very fabric of your reality. The mind does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. What you assume to be true within, the world will eventually reflect without. But this process requires persistence. The world will present itself to you in the form of your current beliefs, tempting you to accept the evidence of the senses as reality. The key is to disregard these external signs and remain steadfast in your inner assumption. No matter how contradictory the circumstances may appear, remain firm in your vision, for it is your vision, your assumption, that holds the power to create. Persistence is not about forcing the world to conform to your will, it is about holding the state of being you desire without being swayed by appearances. To persist is to stand firm in the belief that what you imagine is already real. You must continue to live in the assumption of your wish fulfilled, regardless of what the world shows you in this moment. You are not bound by what is. You are the creator of your world, and your creation is born from what you persistently hold in your heart and mind. It may seem difficult at first, for the senses are loud, and the world is quick to remind you of what is. Yet the moment you look away from the evidence around you and turn your attention inward, you are entering the realm of creation. The world outside cannot touch you unless you allow it to. Persist in your assumption, feel it, live it, and gradually the unseen world you have imagined will take form in your experience. Do not be deterred by time or delay, for the unseen operates according to its own rhythm. What you have assumed in the unseen will not fail to manifest. The power lies in your consistency. Even when the external world contradicts your assumption, continue to live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The more you persist, the more the unseen begins to move toward you, working behind the scenes to bring your desire into form. It is not the passing moment that defines your future, but the persistent assumption you hold in the depths of your being. The world must yield to the power of your inner vision. Do not look for evidence in the present moment. Trust that your assumption is already working to bring the unseen into the scene. Keep the faith, and in time the illusion of separation between what you desire and what is will vanish, for all things are birthed from the same source, your imagination. The outer world must eventually conform to your inner state of being, because the external world is nothing more than the reflection of your inner thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. What you experience in the world outside is simply a mirror of what you hold true within. The moment you realize this, you come to understand that your world is not at the mercy of chance or circumstance, but rather it is the product of your internal state. Your outer world is a direct expression of your inner world. Every situation, every person, every event is shaped by your inner assumptions, attitudes, and perceptions. When you change your inner state, when you align your thoughts and feelings with the reality you wish to experience, the world must shift to reflect that change. It does not matter what your present circumstances are or how immovable they seem. They are only the result of past thinking, and they hold no power over your future unless you allow them to. The true power lies in your ability to persist in a new inner state, one that aligns with your desires and not with the limitations of your current reality. The mistake most people make is believing that the outer world dictates their inner state, but the truth is the opposite. The world does not impose itself upon you. It is a mere projection of your own beliefs. If you look at your life and see lack, limitation, or dissatisfaction, it is not the world doing this to you. It is your own inner assumptions about yourself and the world that have shaped this experience. To change your reality, you must first change the assumptions you hold about yourself, your worth, and the possibilities available to you. The more you align your inner state with the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the more the outer world must yield to that assumption. It is a law of creation. The external world has no choice but to reflect the inner state of being. This is why it is so important to guard your thoughts and feelings, for they are the seeds from which your reality grows. When you hold on to thoughts of abundance, success, and joy, the world must reflect that back to you in kind. When you allow fear, doubt, or worry to dominate your mind, the world will mirror those feelings with corresponding circumstances. It is a matter of consistency and persistence. You must hold to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, no matter how contrary the world may seem. The more you live in the assumption that your desires are already fulfilled, the more the outer world will begin to conform to that assumption. It may take time for the physical world to catch up with the shift you've made internally, but rest assured, it is only a matter of time. The world moves in harmony with your inner state, and eventually it must reflect the changes you've made within yourself. Your power lies not in reacting to the world, but in knowing that the outer world is simply a reflection of what you have believed to be true. By assuming the state of your desire, by living in the feeling of fulfillment, you are directing the world to conform to your inner vision. There is no separation between what you feel inside and what you experience outside. They are two sides of the same coin. Change one and the other must follow. Have you ever gazed up at the night sky, awestruck by the endless expanse of stars, and wondered who hung them there? Who orchestrates the rhythm of the cosmos, where planets revolve in perfect harmony, oceans ebb and flow, and the seasons unfailingly change? Beyond the noise of our daily lives, there exists a presence so vast, so powerful, and so profoundly intimate that even the grandest wonders of the universe pale in comparison. We live in a world brimming with beauty, complexity, and purpose, yet so often we take it all for granted. We marvel at the intricacy of the human body, capable of love, thought, and creativity, yet we fail to ask, who crafted it? We rely on the sun to rise each morning, the air to fill our lungs, and gravity to keep our feet firmly planted, But do we pause to acknowledge the one who set it all into motion, who holds it all together, who reigns supreme over creation with wisdom and power beyond comprehension? This is not just a philosophical inquiry, it is the foundational truth of existence. There is a creator, the one who spoke the universe into being. His voice ignited light in the void, his breath animated life, and his hand sculpted the mountains and the seas. He is not a distant architect who set the world in motion and stepped away. He is the sustainer, actively involved in every heartbeat, every sunrise, every blade of grass that grows. And he is not merely an observer of the universe, he is its ruler, sovereign over all that exists, seen and unseen. But here's the question that pierces through the noise. Do you truly know him? Not just his name, but his essence, his character, and his presence in your life. How often do we live as though the Creator is absent? As though the sustainer of all things has left us to figure it out alone? How often do we forget that the one who governs galaxies also cares deeply about the details of our lives? Pause for a moment and consider this. The one who designed the stars designed you. The one who commands the winds and the waves also whispers peace into your storms. The one who holds the universe in his hand also holds you when you feel broken, lost, or afraid. This creator, sustainer, and ruler of the universe is not far from you. He is as close as your breath, as present as your thoughts, and as constant as your heartbeat. And yet, how do we respond to this unfathomable reality? Do we live with awe, gratitude, and surrender? Or do we allow ourselves to become consumed by distractions, doubts, and fleeting pursuits that pale in comparison to the eternal? It is easy to become so immersed in the created world that we lose sight of the Creator. But today, let's change that. Let us open our eyes to the wonder of who He is, to His role as the source of all life, the sustainer of all hope, and the sovereign ruler of all things. Now, let us delve into 7 profound truths about the Creator, Sustainer, and Ruler of the universe, truths that will not only deepen your understanding but transform the way you see yourself, your life, and the world around you. With these truths, let us open our hearts to the awe-inspiring reality of the Creator, Sustainer, and Ruler of the universe. For in knowing Him, we find the ultimate purpose and meaning of our lives. 1. He is the origin of all life. Life itself is a miracle. Every heartbeat, every breath, every cell in your body is a testimony to a Creator who is the ultimate source of life. But have you ever paused to truly marvel at the origin of it all? The intricate complexity of your being, the beauty of nature, the harmony of ecosystems, all point to a divine hand that not only formed the universe, but gave it purpose, direction, and vitality. The Creator is not just the beginning, He is the very essence of life itself. The Bible begins with 4 simple yet profound words: in the beginning, God. These words hold the weight of all existence. They remind us that before there was time, space, or matter, there was God. He didn't stumble upon creation, nor did He evolve into it, He spoke it into existence. Imagine that. With just a word, He commanded light to pierce through darkness. He formed the heavens, stretched the stars across the sky, and sculpted the earth from nothingness. Every atom, every molecule, every living organism owes its existence to His intentional design. But it doesn't stop there. God didn't just create a functioning universe, He infused it with beauty, order, and purpose. The oceans know their boundaries because He commanded them. The seasons change with precision because He ordained it. The flowers bloom in colors that no human artist could replicate because He willed them to. Everything in creation, from the grandest galaxy to the smallest blade of grass, reflects His glory. And at the pinnacle of this creation stands humanity, you and me. Let's consider this for a moment. Out of all that He created, you are the masterpiece. The Creator didn't speak you into existence as He did the stars or the mountains. No, He formed you with His hands. The image is intimate, deliberate, and deeply personal. Genesis tells us that God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Think about that. The very breath that animates your being comes directly from Him. You are not an accident, nor are you the product of random chance. You are the intentional work of a creator who saw fit to place his image within you. Your life is not just about existence, it is about meaning. To be created by God is to be infused with purpose. You were made to reflect His glory, to carry His light, and to live out His plans. The Creator didn't just give you life, He gave you a mission. Every talent, every dream, every gift you possess is a part of His design. You were not made to simply survive, you were made to thrive, to grow, and to contribute to His grand story of creation. Let's take it deeper. The fact that God is the origin of all life means that your worth is immeasurable. Society often tries to assign value based on achievements, possessions, or appearances, but your value is rooted in something far greater. It is rooted in the fact that you are made by the Creator Himself. You are not just another face in the crowd. You are a unique expression of His craftsmanship, woven together with care and precision. The psalmist declares, "I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well." That includes you wonderfully made, cherished, and known. But here's the beauty of it all. God didn't just create life and leave it to fend for itself. He remains actively involved, sustaining and nurturing His creation. The same God who formed you is the same God who sustains you. Every morning when you wake up, every beat of your heart, every moment of joy you experience is a reminder that He is not done with you. The Creator is still at work in your life, molding, shaping, and leading you toward the fulfillment of your purpose. When you look at your life through this lens, it changes everything. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. You see pain not as punishment, but as preparation. You see your existence not as random, but as divinely orchestrated. The Creator of the universe, the one who brought life into being, has chosen you to be a part of His story. And if He created you, He also equipped you with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. Consider this. The same God who designed the galaxies and orchestrates the movement of the stars also crafted your heart, your mind, and your soul. The same God who gave breath to Adam gives breath to you today. He sees your potential, your struggles, and your victories. He knows every detail of your life, down to the very number of hairs on your head. And He loves you with a depth that words cannot fully capture. You are alive today because the Creator deemed it so. Your life is a gift, a miracle, a sacred trust. How often do we forget that? How often do we take for granted the very breath in our lungs, the ability to think, to feel, to love? Life is not something to be squandered or treated lightly. It is a sacred gift from the Creator, one that carries the weight of eternity within it. What will you do with this life? Will you live it passively, letting days slip by without purpose? Or will you rise to the calling that comes with being created by the author of life itself? Will you see yourself as He sees you, cherished, capable, and created for greatness? Remember, the Creator didn't just bring life into existence, He gave it meaning. And that meaning is waiting for you to step into fully and boldly. In every sunrise, in every heartbeat, in every moment, the Creator is reminding you, you are mine. I gave you life. Now live it with purpose. 2. He sustains all creation. The Creator didn't just bring the universe into existence and step back to let it run on its own. He is actively involved in every moment, every detail, and every breath of life. The same power that spoke the stars into being continues to hold them in place. The same voice that calmed the chaotic waters at creation continues to command the oceans to stay within their boundaries. He is not only the Creator but the sustainer of all creation, ensuring that everything functions in harmony, balance, and purpose. Take a moment to think about the sheer vastness of the universe. Planets orbit their stars with unwavering precision. Galaxies spiral in perfect patterns, each containing billions of stars, yet none collides chaotically with another. This is not the result of chance or randomness. This is the work of a divine sustainer who upholds all things by the power of His will. Without His sustaining hand, the universe would collapse into chaos. The laws of physics, the cycles of nature, and the order of existence all depend on his constant oversight. But it's not just the cosmos that he sustains, it's you. Every breath you take, every beat of your heart, every step you walk is upheld by his power. Have you ever considered the miracle of your own body? Your lungs expand and contract thousands of times a day without you needing to think about it. Your heart pumps blood through miles of veins and arteries, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every part of your being. The intricacies of your immune system, your brain's ability to think and feel, and even your body's ability to heal itself are all signs of a creator who is deeply involved in sustaining your life. The Bible tells us in Colossians 1:17, He is before all things, and in Him all things hold together. This verse reveals the profound truth that nothing in existence can survive apart from God's sustaining power. From the largest galaxy to the tiniest atom, He is the force that keeps all things in balance. This means that every moment of life, every movement of the earth, and every breath you take is not just a result of natural processes, but of divine intervention. The sustenance of creation goes beyond physical order, it extends to the spiritual, emotional, and relational aspects of life. When you feel peace in the middle of a storm, that is God sustaining you. When you find strength to keep going despite overwhelming challenges, that is His hand holding you up. When you experience joy that transcends circumstances, that is the sustainer of all things breathing life into your spirit. Nature itself bears witness to this sustaining power. Consider the seasons, how winter gives way to spring, how rain nourishes the earth, and how the sun rises unfailingly each morning. These are not coincidences, they are divine appointments set and maintained by the Sustainer. Jesus himself spoke of this when he said in Matthew 6:26, "Look at the birds of the air, they do not sow or reap or weigh in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? If He cares for the smallest creatures in creation, how much more does He care for you?" And yet, how often do we live as though we are self-sufficient? How often do we take credit for our successes, assuming that our efforts alone keep us afloat? The truth is, without God's sustaining hand, even our best efforts would fall short. He is the one who provides the strength to work, the wisdom to make decisions, and the grace to overcome obstacles. He sustains not only the universe, but also every aspect of your life. This understanding should fill you with awe and gratitude. Knowing that the Creator is actively sustaining you changes the way you see the world and your place in it. It reminds you that you are never alone, never abandoned, and never beyond His reach. Even in your darkest moments, He is there holding you together when everything feels like it's falling apart. When the weight of life feels unbearable, you can rest in the knowledge that you are upheld by the one who holds the universe in His hands. Think about the times when you faced challenges that seemed insurmountable. Maybe it was a health crisis, a financial struggle, or a broken relationship. Looking back, you might realize that it wasn't your own strength that carried you through, it was God's sustaining grace. He provided in ways you couldn't foresee, opened doors you thought were closed, and gave you peace when you didn't understand how it was possible. That is what it means to be sustained by the Creator. The sustaining power of God also gives us hope for the future. The same God who has carried you this far will not abandon you now. He is faithful, and His sustaining power is eternal. No matter what challenges lie ahead, you can trust that He will continue to provide, protect, and uphold you. The Sustainer's hand is never weak, His presence never absent, and His promises never fail. Even the smallest details of your life are not overlooked by Him. The food on your table, the air in your lungs, the shelter over your head, all are reminders of His provision. Every good and perfect gift comes from above, a sign of His sustaining love for His creation. When you wake up each morning, it is His breath of life that fills your lungs. When you close your eyes at night, it is His peace that allows you to rest. The next time you feel overwhelmed, remember this: the same God who sustains the universe is sustaining you. The same power that holds the stars in place is holding you together. You are not an afterthought in His creation, you are a priority. The Creator's sustaining hand is evidence of His love, His care, and His desire for you to live a life full of purpose, peace, and fulfillment. Trust in Him, for He is the one who will carry you through every season, every trial, and every moment of your life. 3. His sovereignty knows no limits. When we talk about sovereignty, we speak of supreme authority, complete control, and unmatched power. To say that God's sovereignty knows no limits is to recognize that He reigns over all creation with absolute dominion. His rule extends to the vast expanse of the galaxies, the intricate details of nature, and even the smallest events in our lives. Nothing escapes His notice, and nothing happens without His permission. He is not only the creator and sustainer, but also the unrivaled ruler of the universe. Pause for a moment and consider the sheer magnitude of what this means. The same God who holds the stars in place also orchestrates the rise and fall of nations, the movements of kings and rulers, the destinies of empires, and the shifting tides of history all unfold under His watchful eye. Nothing surprises Him. Nothing can thwart His plans. His will is unshakable, His authority unquestionable, and His power infinite. Psalm 103:19 declares, "The Lord has established His throne in the heavens, and His kingdom rules over all." This verse is a profound reminder that God's sovereignty is not confined to the heavens, it permeates every corner of existence. His rule is not like earthly authority, limited by borders or circumstances. He governs the entire cosmos with perfect wisdom and justice. Every law of nature, every heartbeat, and every moment of time is under His command. But His sovereignty is not distant or detached. It is deeply personal and intimately involved in our lives. The same God who directs the movement of galaxies also knows the number of hairs on your head. He is aware of every thought, every decision, and every moment of your life. His sovereignty is not just about power, it is about care. He rules with a purpose, guiding all things toward His ultimate plan for good. Consider this: if God's sovereignty knows no limits, then there is no situation in your life beyond His control. Are you facing a challenge that feels insurmountable? Do you feel trapped by circumstances that seem impossible to change? Remember, the one who commands the winds and waves can also calm the storms in your life. The one who brought order to the chaos of creation can bring peace to the chaos of your heart. God's sovereignty is a source of comfort, because it assures us that nothing happens by chance. Every event, no matter how small or insignificant it seems, is part of a greater plan. Romans 8:28 reminds us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." Even in the moments when life feels uncertain, painful, or confusing, we can trust that His hand is guiding the outcome. His sovereignty also means that no power on earth or in the spiritual realm can stand against Him. The forces of darkness may try to disrupt His plans, but they cannot prevail. Job 43:2, they know firms this truth, no purpose of yours can be thwarted. This assurance should fill us with courage and confidence, knowing that we are under the care of a God who is not limited by human weakness, earthly systems, or even the schemes of the enemy. But let's take it deeper. God's sovereignty extends to every aspect of your being. He knows your thoughts before you think them, your words before you speak them, and your steps before you take them. This is not to say that He forces you into decisions or removes your free will. Rather, He works through your choices, weaving them into His divine plan. His sovereignty is so complete that even your mistakes and failures can be used for His glory. This truth should inspire awe, but it should also inspire action. If God is sovereign, then your life has a purpose beyond what you can see or understand. You are not here by accident. Every moment, every relationship, every challenge you face is part of a divine tapestry that He is weaving together. You may not always see the full picture, but you can trust that He does. His sovereignty assures us that even when life feels out of control, He is still in control. This understanding of God's sovereignty also calls us to surrender. Too often we try to take control of our lives, clinging to the illusion that we can determine our own destiny. But true peace comes from recognizing that we are not in control, and that's a good thing. When we surrender to God's sovereignty, we acknowledge that His plans are higher than ours, His wisdom greater, and His love deeper. Isaiah 55:9 reminds us, "As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." When you embrace God's sovereignty, fear begins to lose its grip. You no longer have to worry about what the future holds because you know who holds the future. You no longer have to strive endlessly for control because you trust that His control is perfect. You no longer have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders because you realize that the one who sustains the universe is also sustaining you. Let me ask you this: what would change in your life if you truly believed in God's unlimited sovereignty? Would you face challenges with greater confidence, knowing that He is in control? Would you let go of past regrets, trusting that He can redeem them for good? Would you step boldly into the unknown, knowing that His plans for you are greater than anything you could imagine? The sovereignty of God is not just a theological concept, it is a life-changing reality. It reminds us that we are not wandering aimlessly through a chaotic world. We are part of a divine story written by the Creator, Sustainer, and Ruler of all. His sovereignty knows no limits. And because of that, neither does the hope, peace, and purpose He offers to each of us. 4. He is intimately involved in your life. The idea that the Creator of the universe, the Sustainer of galaxies, and the sovereign ruler over all things is deeply involved in your personal life is both humbling and awe-inspiring. This truth challenges the notion of a distant God who merely observes humanity from afar. Instead, it reveals the heart of a God who is not only all-powerful but also all-loving, desiring an intimate connection with each one of us. He is not just a God of the vast, He is also the God of the intricate details. Think about this: the same God who hung the stars in the sky also knows the number of hairs on your head. He knows your thoughts before you think them, your words before you speak them, and your steps before you take them. Psalm 139 captures this beautifully. "You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit, and when I rise, you perceive my thoughts from afar." This level of knowledge is not superficial, it is profound, intentional, and deeply personal. His involvement in your life begins even before you are born. Jeremiah 1:5 declares, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." This verse reveals that God's intimate care for you started long before you took your first breath. You are not a random product of biological processes, you are a masterpiece, intricately woven together with purpose and love. Every aspect of your being, from your personality to your abilities, was carefully designed by Him. But God's involvement doesn't end with your creation. He walks with you through every season of your life, guiding, protecting, and providing. In moments of joy, He celebrates with you. In times of sorrow, He comforts you. When you feel lost, He directs your path. Isaiah 41:10 reminds us of His unwavering presence. "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This is not the promise of a distant observer. It is the promise of a loving Father who is actively involved in every aspect of your life. God's intimate involvement is not limited to grand, life-altering events. He is present in the small, seemingly mundane moments as well. When you laugh with a friend, when you gaze at a sunrise, or when you find peace in the midst of a busy day, these are reminders of His nearness. He delights in the details of your life, not because He needs to, but because He loves you. His care extends to every corner of your existence, From the challenges you face to the smallest joys you experience, even in the trials and struggles of life, God's intimate involvement remains steadfast. It is often in our darkest moments that His presence becomes most evident. When you feel weak, He becomes your strength. When you feel broken, He begins the work of restoration. Romans 8:38-39 assures us that nothing can separate us from His love, for I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation, will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord. His love is relentless, and His commitment to you is unshakable. Let's reflect on how this truth impacts your daily life. When you wake up in the morning, it is God who fills your lungs with breath and gives you the strength to face the day. When you pray, He listens not as a distant deity, but as a Father who longs to hear your voice. When you face decisions, He provides wisdom and guidance. His presence is not just a theological concept, it is a tangible reality that shapes every moment of your existence. Sometimes we might feel that God is silent or distant, especially during difficult seasons. But even in those moments, He is actively at work. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. Sold into slavery by his brothers and later imprisoned unjustly, Joseph could have easily believed that God had abandoned him. Yet in every twist and turn of his story, God's hand was at work, preparing him for a greater purpose. What seemed like setbacks were, in fact, setups for the fulfillment of God's plan. This is the nature of His involvement, working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail for your ultimate good. God's intimate care is also evident in the way He speaks to us. He communicates through His Word, through prayer, through the beauty of creation, and through the gentle nudging of the Holy Spirit. He is not silent, He is constantly reaching out to you, inviting you to draw closer to Him. His voice is not one of condemnation, but of love, encouragement, and guidance. He longs for you to know Him, not just as the Creator and Sustainer, but as your personal Lord and Savior. Another remarkable aspect of God's involvement is that He doesn't just watch your life unfold, He invites you to partner with Him in His work. He has given you gifts, talents, and passions, not just for your benefit, but to fulfill His purposes on earth. Ephesians 2:10 reminds us, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." You are not just a passive participant in life, you are an active part of His divine plan. Ultimately, the intimate involvement of God in your life is a reflection of His character. He is not distant or detached, He is Emmanuel, God with us. He doesn't merely rule from a throne in heaven, He walks with you through every valley, stands with you on every mountain top, and stays by your side through every twist and turn of life. His love for you is personal, His care for you is intentional, and His presence with you is eternal. 5. His wisdom is beyond understanding. The wisdom of God is a profound mystery, an infinite depth that human minds cannot fully comprehend. It is the wisdom that brought the universe into being, that governs the laws of nature, and that directs the course of history. But it is also the wisdom that guides your life with precision, weaving every joy, challenge, and experience into a tapestry of purpose and meaning. To understand that His wisdom is beyond understanding is to recognize that His plans are perfect, even when they are beyond our grasp. Consider the complexity of creation. Scientists have spent centuries exploring the intricacies of the natural world, from the vastness of galaxies to the microscopic world of cells and atoms. Yet, with all our knowledge, we have only scratched the surface of understanding the universe. How can the human mind fully comprehend the One who set it all into motion? Isaiah 40:28 reminds us His understanding. No one can fathom this wisdom is not just about knowing, it is about knowing perfectly, completely, and with purpose. God's wisdom is not like human wisdom, which is limited, flawed, and often driven by self-interest. His wisdom is pure, holy, and entirely good. It is grounded in His perfect knowledge of all things past, present, and future. He sees the end from the beginning and orchestrates every detail of creation with a purpose far greater than we can imagine. Isaiah 55:8-9 captures this truth, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. This wisdom is not just theoretical, it is practical and deeply personal. It is the wisdom that directs your steps, even when you don't understand where you are going. Proverbs 3:5-6 instructs us, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, in all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. This verse is a call to surrender, to let go of the need to control or understand everything, and to trust in the one whose wisdom is perfect. Let's explore what this looks like in real life. Have you ever faced a situation where you couldn't see a way out, only to look back later and realize that God was guiding you all along? Maybe it was a closed door that forced you to take a different path, one that turned out to be far better than you could have planned. Maybe it was a season of waiting that prepared you for something greater than you were ready for at the time. These moments are not coincidences, they are the fingerprints of divine wisdom at work in your life. One of the most remarkable aspects of God's wisdom is how he uses what seems broken or hopeless to bring about beauty and restoration. Romans 8:28 reminds us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Notice the phrase, in all things. This means that even the most painful, confusing, or challenging moments of your life are not wasted. God, in his infinite wisdom, has the power to take the messiest parts of your story and turn them into something meaningful. Think about the story of Joseph in the Bible. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned, his life seemed like a series of disasters. Yet, through it all, God was at work, positioning him to save not only his family but an entire nation from famine. In Genesis 50:20, Joseph reflects on his journey, saying to his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." This is the wisdom of God, taking what was meant for evil and transforming it into good. God's wisdom also teaches us patience. Often we want immediate answers and quick solutions, but his timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with our desires. Ecclesiastes 3:11 tells us, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." This verse is a reminder that God's wisdom operates on a timeline far greater than our own. What seems like a delay to us is often preparation, ensuring that everything falls into place according to his perfect plan. But trusting in God's wisdom can be challenging, especially when life takes unexpected turns. When we face trials, losses, or unanswered prayers, it's natural to question his plan. Yet it is precisely in these moments that his wisdom shines the brightest. He sees what we cannot see, knows what we cannot know, and works in ways we cannot understand. His wisdom invites us to trust, not because we see the whole picture, but because we trust the one who does. God's wisdom is also evident in the way he provides guidance and answers through his word. The Bible is not just a collection of stories or moral lessons, it is a living testament to his infinite wisdom. Psalm 119:105 says, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." When we seek him through scripture, we find direction, clarity, and the assurance that his plans for us are good. Furthermore, God's wisdom is not confined to the spiritual realm, it extends to every area of life. He provides wisdom for relationships, work, finances, and decisions, guiding us toward choices that align with his purpose. James 1:5 offers this promise, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." This is an open invitation to seek his wisdom in every situation, trusting that he will provide exactly what we need. Ultimately, recognizing that his wisdom is beyond understanding leads us to a place of humility and worship. It reminds us that we are finite beings serving an infinite God. It challenges us to release our need for control and to rest in the assurance that his plans are perfect, even when we don't understand them. His wisdom is a constant reminder that he is not only all-knowing but also all-loving, working all things together for our good and his glory. 6. He desires a relationship with you. One of the most astonishing truths about the creator, sustainer, and ruler of the universe is that he desires a personal relationship with you. This is not a distant, abstract relationship, but one rooted in love, intimacy, and a deep connection. The God who governs galaxies and sustains the cosmos seeks to know you personally, to walk with you daily, and to be present in every detail of your life. His desire for relationship is not out of obligation, but out of a profound, unfathomable love. The Bible makes this clear from the very beginning. In the Garden of Eden, God created humanity not as servants, but as companions. He walked with Adam and Eve in the cool of the day, sharing communion with them in a perfect relationship. This intimacy was not an afterthought, it was His original design. Humanity was created to know God, to experience His love, and to live in harmony with Him. Genesis 1:27 tells us, "So God created mankind in His own image. In the image of God He created them, male and female He created them." To be made in His image is to carry the imprint of the divine, a reflection of His character, and a capacity for relationship with Him. But what is truly extraordinary is that even after humanity rebelled and sin entered the world, God's desire for relationship did not waver. Instead of abandoning His creation, He initiated a plan of redemption, driven by His relentless love. He sent His prophets to call people back to Him, and ultimately He sent His Son, Jesus Christ, to bridge the gap between humanity and Himself. John 3:16 captures this beautifully, "For God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish but have eternal life." This is the ultimate expression of His desire for relationship, a willingness to sacrifice everything so that you could be reconciled to Him. What makes this relationship even more profound is its personal nature. God doesn't just want a generic relationship with humanity as a whole. He wants a unique, individual relationship with you. He knows your name, your struggles, your dreams, and your fears. Psalm 139:1-4 declares, "You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise, you perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely." This level of intimacy is unparalleled. The Creator of the universe knows you better than you know yourself, and He loves you unconditionally. God's desire for relationship is not one-sided. He actively pursues you. He reaches out to you through prayer, and through the people and circumstances in your life. He speaks to you in moments of quiet, whispers to your heart in times of need, and calls you to draw closer to Him. Revelation 3:20 gives us this beautiful image. "Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me." God is not passive. He is knocking, waiting for you to invite Him in. This relationship is not about religion or rituals, it's about connection. God doesn't want you to simply go through the motions of worship. He wants your heart. He desires honesty, vulnerability, and trust. He wants you to come to Him as you are, with all your doubts, fears, and imperfections. Psalm 34:18 reminds us, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." You don't need to be perfect to approach Him. His arms are always open, ready to embrace you. What does this relationship look like in everyday life? It means walking with God in every moment, acknowledging His presence, seeking His guidance, and trusting His plan. It means pouring out your heart to Him in prayer, knowing that He listens and cares. It means studying His Word, not as a duty, but as a way to know Him more deeply. And it means recognizing His hand in the details of your life, from the smallest blessings to the greatest challenges. One of the most beautiful aspects of this relationship is its transformative power. When you draw closer to God, you begin to see yourself and the world through His eyes. His love heals wounds, His peace calms storms, and His presence brings joy that surpasses understanding. In His relationship with you, God offers not only salvation but also a new identity. 2 Corinthians 5:17 proclaims, "Therefore, If anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone, the new is here. In relationship with Him, you are not defined by your past mistakes but by His love and grace. Yet, as with any relationship, it requires effort and intentionality. God is always present, always reaching out, but He invites you to respond. Building a relationship with Him involves setting aside time to pray, to worship, and to simply be in His presence. It means prioritizing Him above the distractions and busyness of life. James 4:8 promises, "Come near to God and He will come near to you." When you seek Him, you will find Him, and your relationship will deepen in ways you never imagined. This relationship is not just for this life, it is eternal. God desires to walk with you not only on earth but also in heaven. His ultimate goal is for you to spend eternity in His presence, experiencing the fullness of His love. Revelation 21:3-4 offers a glimpse of this future. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and He will dwell with them. They will be His people, and God Himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." This is the destiny He desires for your relationship that lasts forever. In a world that often feels lonely and uncertain, the knowledge that the Creator of the universe desires a personal relationship with you is a source of hope, strength, and joy. You are not forgotten, not overlooked, and not alone. God is with you, pursuing you, and inviting you to know Him deeply. This is the heart of the Creator, Sustainer, and Ruler of the universe, a heart that longs for you. 7. His glory is the purpose of all things. At the center of all creation, beyond the vastness of the cosmos and the intricacies of life, lies a single unshakable truth. Everything exists for the glory of God. His glory is not just an abstract concept or a fleeting display of majesty, it is the ultimate purpose of all things. Every star in the sky, every wave in the ocean, every breath you take, and every moment in history points back to Him, revealing His unmatched greatness, power, and love. To grasp the magnitude of God's glory is to understand the essence of His being. His glory is the radiance of His character, the brilliance of His holiness, and the perfection of His works. It is the weight of His presence and the awe-inspiring evidence of His power. Psalm 19:1 proclaims, "The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of His hands." Every sunrise, every constellation, and every blade of grass whispers His name, testifying to His creative genius and infinite wisdom. But what does it mean that His glory is the purpose of all things? It means that everything in creation was designed to reflect, magnify, and celebrate who He is. From the smallest atom to the grandest galaxy, from the tiniest creature to the greatest human achievement, all of existence serves as a canvas for the display of His glory. Isaiah 43:7 captures this truth when God says, "Everyone who is called by my name, whom I created for my glory, whom I formed and made." You too are a part of this grand design. You were made to glorify Him not just in what you do, but in who you are. This truth challenges us to see life from a higher perspective. So often, we live as though the world revolves around us, our desires, our ambitions, and our comfort. But the reality is far greater. We are part of a story much bigger than ourselves. God's glory is the centerpiece of existence, and our lives find their truest meaning when aligned with His purpose. Colossians 1:16 declares, "All things have been created through Him and for Him." This includes you. You were not made to live for yourself, you were made to live for Him. Every aspect of life carries the potential to glorify God. When you love others, you reflect His love. When you use your gifts and talents, you display His creativity. When you persevere through trials, you reveal His strength and faithfulness. Even in moments of weakness, His glory shines through. The Apostle Paul writes in 2 Corinthians 12:9, "But he said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me." Your life, with all its joys and struggles, is an opportunity to showcase His greatness. God's glory is not limited to the good times, it is also revealed in the hardest moments of life. When we face challenges, losses, or uncertainties, His glory becomes a beacon of hope. It reminds us that He is sovereign, that He is working all things for good, and that His plans are higher than ours. Romans 8:18 offers this perspective. "I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us." Even in pain, His glory is present, drawing us closer to Him and pointing to a future where all things will be made new. God's glory is also the driving force behind His actions throughout history. Why did He create the world? For His glory. Why did He redeem humanity through Jesus Christ? For His glory. Why does He sustain the universe and guide your life? For His glory. Ephesians 1:11-12 emphasizes this purpose. "In Him we were also chosen, having been predestined according to the plan of Him for the planning, in conformity with the purpose of His will, in order that we, who were the first to put our hope in Christ, might be for the praise of His glory." His glory is not a secondary motive, it is the very reason for everything He does. What's even more astounding is that God invites us to participate in His glory. He doesn't need our praise or worship to be glorious. His glory is intrinsic and unchanging. But in His love, He calls us to experience and share in it. When we worship Him, when we live in obedience, and when we align our lives with His will, we step into the purpose for which we were created. This is not a burden, it is the greatest privilege. To glorify God is to fulfill the deepest longing of the human soul. The pursuit of God's glory also transforms the way we approach our daily lives. Suddenly, every moment becomes an opportunity to honor Him. Whether you're working, studying, creating, or simply interacting with others, you have the chance to reflect His character. 1 Corinthians 10:31 encourages us. "So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God." This perspective infuses even the most ordinary tasks with eternal significance. God's glory is also our ultimate destination. One day we will see Him face to face, and His glory will be fully revealed. Revelation 21:23 paints a breathtaking picture of this reality. The city does not need the sun or the moon to shine on it, for the glory of God gives it light, and the Lamb is its lamp. In eternity, His glory will be the very essence of our existence, filling every moment with joy, peace, and awe. This is the hope that sustains us, the knowledge that our lives are part of an eternal story, written by the hand of a glorious God. To live for God's glory is to live with purpose, passion, and perspective. It is to recognize that every breath, every decision, and every interaction is an opportunity to reflect His greatness. His glory is not just the purpose of all things, it is the heartbeat of existence, the foundation of creation, and the ultimate destiny of every soul. And when we live for His glory, we step into the life we were truly created to live. As we come to the end of this journey exploring the Creator, Sustainer, and Ruler of the universe, we stand in awe of a truth so profound, so vast, and yet so deeply personal. From the origin of all life to the sustaining power that upholds existence, from His infinite wisdom to His desire for an intimate relationship with you, and ultimately to the purpose of glorifying Him in all things, this is the God we serve. He is not only the creator of the stars and galaxies, but also the creator of your heart and soul. He is not only the sustainer of the cosmos, but the one who carries you through every season of life. He is not only the sovereign ruler of all, but a loving Father who knows you by name and calls you His own. This is the God who holds the universe in His hands and yet bends low to listen to your prayers. The one whose wisdom is unsearchable, yet invites you to trust Him with your uncertainties. The one whose glory fills the heavens, yet is reflected in your life when you live in alignment with His purpose. His presence is not distant or theoretical, it is real, active, and constant. And His invitation is clear: to know Him, to trust Him, and to live for Him. As you leave today, take this truth with you. The Creator, Sustainer, and Ruler of the universe is not just an abstract deity, He is your God. He is the one who formed you with intention, sustains you with love, guides you with wisdom, and calls you into a relationship that transforms everything. Wherever you are in life, whether you feel strong or broken, certain or lost, know that He is with you. His power, His wisdom, and His glory are working in and through you. So, let your life be a reflection of His greatness. Seek Him in the quiet moments, trust Him in the uncertain ones, and glorify Him in all that you do. Live boldly, knowing that you are part of His divine purpose, and that every step of your journey is guided by the hand of the One who holds all things together. Thank you for taking this time to reflect on the majesty and intimacy of God. If this message has stirred something in your heart, I encourage you to respond, whether it's through prayer, worship, or a renewed commitment to walk with Him. Until we meet again, may you walk in the knowledge of His love, trust in the wisdom of His plan, and live for the glory of His name. God bless you.